position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to the home of the Big Red and the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky and Bowling Green. As we'll see a team from the Pac-12, the North Carolina Tar Heels, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. And the Hilltoppers will get us started with the opening kickoff. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Tar Heels offense takes the field. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sunday.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names, you know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller, trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them today. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
Finds a man on the right. They get him out of bounds, couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them, they're right back on the...
Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
That is the perfect start for a defense that has really struggled against the pass this season. They're in the bottom portion, okay? Have struggled, but opening drive, making a statement. Maybe this creates some momentum. Maybe this turns the tide for this defense.
They'll start this drive with a pass. Fires to the big fella. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Looking to throw on first down. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the first down. The Hilltoppers are in the hurry-up.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
Finds his man. It's John. They bring him down, but he's got a first and goal from the 10. And the Hilltoppers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They just keep firing. He's got it on the move. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. Backs looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Topper. They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession.
And that's why this running back is so dangerous. It's not just handing him off the football, but he's a weapon in the passing game. You see his ability to catch it, turn upfield, make people miss, and find the end zone.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's LaBelle. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. He'll start this drive firing. Complete in the middle. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Wants to go up top on first down. Finds his man. It's Cantrell. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Second down, he'll throw it. Throws to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit. Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. And the Tar Heels will send out the punt unit. First time we've seen their punt team this afternoon. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he's stopped. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Got it in the middle. It's John.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding. I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Makes the grab over the middle. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. That'll be first down.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
Flips it out to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The Hilltoppers want to pick up the tempo.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away back at the line of scrimmage, ready to roll again with tempo.
He'll grab the throw to the sideline and step out of bounds after picking up a few. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. Hunt is on its way. Hunt will bounce out of bounds, and they're going to spot it at the 25. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. They really sputtered out of the gate, turned it over, punted the last time they had it. Oh, he's got some space.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
On the run, it's Freeman. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Cantrell. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Makes the grab. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down mark. The Tar Heels come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Looking to throw for it. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. And the Tar Heels send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
Wants to go up top. Caught in the backfield, it's Sanders. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Tight end now in motion. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. And the Hilltoppers will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt. Wants to make a play. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Pulls it in. It's Yates. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. They go to the ground. They'll get him stopped at the 34. He's got 10 yards on that one and a first down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. They get him stopped after a pickup of 5 to the 28. The Tar Heels in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Gibson on the option. Makes his man miss. The freshman brought down after a really nice run there. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. From the red zone, looking for a space. Snagged in the middle, it's Yates. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. Trying to punch it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, North Carolina. The extra point here would tie the game. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
We're through one, and what a back-and-forth battle between these two quarterbacks as we look at the stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Going right to work up top. Fires to the big fella. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. The Hilltoppers in the hurry up.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
To the air on 2nd down. Fires complete on the crosser. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Looking to throw on 1st down. He put it out there for him, and this senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection. So now it's 2nd and long. He wants to throw it again. Caught over the middle. It's John. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Sends it back in motion. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. He can't make the catch. Had it right in his hands, and it'll be 4th down. And the Hilltoppers decide to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. Not going to take a chance to grab that one as it bounces out of bounds. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
And the Tar Heels with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll go right back to the run. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll try to get the first through the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Cantrell. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a 1st down as they mark it at the 40. Looking for space. It's Freeman. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down. The Tar Heels will bring the punt team onto the field. Now on the return. Was looking for more running room but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. Throws to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a 1st down at the 43.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that 1st down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They feed him again. There he goes. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Hilltoppers have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. That one never had a chance. Incomplete. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. They'll give it to the back. Inside the 35. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. And the Hilltoppers moving quickly to the line. To the air on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. It's caught. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Use the play fake, now to throw. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Good timing on the quick out. It'll be 3rd and long.
And man coverage, when they get up in your face and they make things hard, you want to be able to attack the whole field and get them leaning one direction. And then...
And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, WKU.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open, and was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Hey, fellas, here's a quick update on a top 25 clash today. Oklahoma State is just getting blown off the field right now. And frankly, we need to start going running time the rest of the way. A real stinker in Stillwater. They're trailing by 21 to Ole Miss.
Looking for room. It's Freeman. Got enough for the first, and he's still going.
Just another week of SEC football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Grab near the marker. It's Yates. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on first down. Caught behind the line. It's Freeman. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over him. Going to sling it on second down. Trying to set up the screen. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. The marker rests at the 39, and that's what they need here on third down. He stopped short, and it's fourth down. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. Kick is in the air. And that one will sail out of bounds. No chance for a return there. Here comes the Western Kentucky offense back onto the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Fires to the wideout. It's complete. Turning on the Jets. The 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Hilltoppers.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a two-play drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game, so Pollard, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a fourth down. And the Tar Heels will punt this one away. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. And the returner will be dragged down. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. He leaves it with his back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. The Hilltoppers racing to the line in the hurry-up.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball.
Makes the catch on the left. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. After ripping off a big chunk of yardage, you figure they're going to go right back after him. 1st and 10 from the 31. Grab near the sticks. It's Sanders. And he's brought down after a nice gain. And the Hilltoppers have it with a 1st and 10. Holds and fires complete to the right. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
Great effort by the defense here. Offense trying to go wide receiver screen. How about the speed on defense rallying to the football?
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. They'll move the wide receiver. He'll pull it on the read. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. A first down run on the doorstep. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Western Kentucky. These guys are really hitting their stride in week 4 as they push out that lead.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field?
North Carolina, 7.
And here's the return. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Freeman. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Fires to the middle. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their total just before halftime. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Touchdown, Topper! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And, man, the defense really needed to stop there. They needed to create some momentum, get the ball back to the offense before the half. But the offense does their job, and they continue to pile on, continue to create momentum. There's going to have to be some questions answered at half with this squad because it's been a struggle in the first half.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. Just enough time to get off one more snap. Looking downfield very late in the half. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great atmosphere today in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And the undisputed star of the half has been that lockdown corner. The coaches told us how good he was, but I almost think they undersold how impactful he would be. Ultra physical with zero hesitation. And with hands like that, I wonder if they don't think about using him in the passing game at some point. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at L.T. Smith Stadium.
The Tar Heels will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll start the return inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Hilltopper offense comes onto the field again. He finds a dead spot in the middle. He is not afraid to use that stiff arm as a weapon as he bangs his way to the 28.
Now Nice patience by the quarterback there. He had his receiver running a crossing route, but the QB knew it was zone coverage, so he's got to be careful and make sure that he hits him in a window. He did that right there.
The Hilltoppers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. He'll keep it himself. He makes the tackle at the 33 after a pickup of 5. With the first down, they'll put it in play from the 33. They'll try the run. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Got a little work done on first down. Now back to the line. Motion from the back. Back to pass on 2nd down. That pass is incomplete. We'll see if they go back to the air after the incompletion. It's 3rd and 5. 3rd down play from the gun. Under fire. Hit as he throws. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Hilltoppers will call on their punt team. Catches it cleanly at the 20. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Here's the handoff. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Caught in the backfield. It's Freeman. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Grabbed over the middle. It's Freeman. They make the tackle at the 33, and it is well short of the first down. And the Tar Heels line up to punt it away. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. No fair catches here, looking for room. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. They'll send the back in motion. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have let him a little too much. Well, will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Trying play action. Working that left side now. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle. The
Hilltoppers will try to pin them back with the punt. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Hauls it in, looking for space. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. The give on the option. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. The Tar Heels will line up to punt it away.
Number 11, on to punt it away.
On his way back from the 20. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Guys, this offense coming back out onto the field. The give to the tailback. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30. Solid pickup of 4 on first down at 2nd and 6. Wants to go up top. Hauls it in. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Last completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Looking to throw on first down. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
And they finally get their first sack of the day. And one of the things coaches point to every week, how many times are you affecting the quarterback? Last week, they got 3 sacks. They got to continue to put more and more pressure on the quarterback to play better defense.
And the Hilltoppers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking to fire. Here's a heat. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. The Hilltoppers will send out the punt unit. And these guys have been busy. 6th punt of the day. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. Got it behind the line. It's Sampson. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Back to pass. Catch in the middle. It's Yates. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. And the Tar Heels are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Grabbed in the middle. It's Yates. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
On to kick it away.
They kick it away on 4th down. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. He wastes no time and comes out throwing quickly to the tight end. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. And the Hilltoppers can really attack on this 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Under fire. He's going to let one fly down the middle. And that's going to be incomplete, going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. Gets the back moving. They'll throw on 3rd and short. He makes a catch. Good, solid pickup on that one. They got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down. Motion from the wideout. Pulls it on the bootleg fake. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35.
Man, linebackers are so fast nowadays, so multiple. They can do so many different things. Not only do they play the run, but if I need you to go get a sack, I can just send you. Send one of those fast linebackers that can rush the quarterback.
The Hilltoppers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Pulls it in. It's John. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. 3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. From the gun, wants to pass. Zings it complete to the right. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a 1st down at the 44. And the Hilltoppers are on the move. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Finds the tight end.
Well, I think for that play to work, you need to have some access, some cushion and coverage for the receiver to be able to do something with it after the catch. That time, the defender was just way too close, all over him, and he tackles him for no gain.
Not a big window, and that throw was money. They've got it at the 30. The Hilltoppers with the 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion. 3rd and long from the 30-yard line, in this defense hoping to knock them out of field goal range. Soft spot in the middle. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12. That's the end of the quarter. Western Kentucky is on top. And it hasn't been much of a contest as we take a look at the overwhelming game stats through 3. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. They go back to work with the first down in the final period of this one. The give to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Looking for a man, it's Aurora. Here comes the heat. Snagged out of the air. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Off play action. Fires into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. And they just tack on a little more to this gargantuan lead. They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. On the move from inside is 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. North Carolina has it back, and the Tar Heels so pleased to send the offense back out. That's reeled in. It's Cantrell.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. 2nd down coming. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a man, it's Sampson. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44. The Tar Heels pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. They're going to go right back to him on first down. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Back to pass. Makes the catch. It's Armour. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on 4th down. It's 3rd and long from the 45. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on 4th down. Got him downfield. And he's brought down after a nice gain. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. The throw to the outside is complete.
Well, if you could give a helmet sticker to this defensive coaching staff, they would get one because of the plan they've had for this guy at wide receiver. He is one of the best in the entire country with his speed and his athleticism, but they have had a plan for him, whether it's man coverage, zone, they've been able to double him, they've been able to change up the looks, and they have not been able to get him involved in the game, and that's why they're going to win this one.
And they fail to hook up on 3rd down. Coach has no choice here. The offense has to stay on the field, down multiple possessions this late. 4th down attempt coming. At the 20, he's got space. That'll be enough for the first down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line. Man, oh man, the offensive line probably just swelled up a little bit, relying on them on that type of fourth down play.
Oh, and in that kind of situation, if you're the back, there can be no hesitation. You know you can't be dancing around. If you see the crease, you've got to...
Touchdown, Tar Heels! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. In a lot of losses, you just want to burn the tape. You don't want to watch it. But I think there are some things that they can take into next week from this performance.
No doubt. Offense is about finding your rhythm, finding your groove, what you do well. And you can tell, at least now, starting to get a little something going that maybe you can build on.
Getting set for the point after. And it's up and good. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, one of the biggest games of the week is playing out right now. Let's check in on this top 25 battle. Oklahoma State is just getting blown out today. I've never seen this program look so bad, and I am a man. I'm 40.
He'll do it himself. Makes a man miss. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Back to pass, it's Aurora. Punch it out of the air. No chance to run, but still a solid pickup on that one. And the Hilltoppers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Picks up the first down, still moving. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll leave it with him. Knocked down after a 3-yard gain to the 25. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. It's complete on the right side. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. They'll run play action. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play action attempt.
They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. It's good. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we're looking pretty good.
Bringing it back. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. The North Carolina offense returns to the field. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. That's caught. It's Sampson. And they pick up just a few on that completion. And now on 2nd down for this offense. Using his legs, it's Freeman. That may not look like a huge run, but they'll take it as it gets him up to the 24. And the Tar Heels come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. They'll try to get it through the air. Got it in the middle, it's Sampson. He'll make a play on 3rd down. He's got enough for the first as they mark it at the 32. Use the play fake, now to throw. That's caught, it's Sampson. To the 43-yard line and a first down for this offense. The Tar Heels come to the line with a new set of downs. Grab behind the line. It's Sampson. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there. So now it's 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Oh, he makes the catch. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They've crossed midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Trying to make that rush think on the draw play here. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Tar Heels really need to keep this drive alive on third down. Got a man. Offenses gain momentum with third down conversions like that. They've got it at the 25. Not a lot of drama in this one as they just get punched in the face and lose by double figures.
Not a lot of drama, but there is a lot to fix on offense, on defense, on special teams. This team, David, they've got a lot to figure out.
Yeah, but you know what, Jesse? The coaches are going to be in a great mood. The bus rides, the plane rides, those will all be real fun. Practice this week, it's going to be a blast.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.